Winfred Yu has gone for a small break. His chip's still on the table though. Dan Smith perhaps rushing off to say hello to him. Antonius, big hand, 4,000 to call from the small blind.
22,000.
The call is not enough. He puts the pressure on. Phil Ivey has Huey and Dewey, the two little ducks, and that is enough for a monster raise. Raise and all in. Phil Ivey says pair. Antonius is going to love seeing what pair it is, because this is very much a race.
I swear, what is that? I was like, what the hell are you guys? I was like, what? Good read.
Gut shot draw comes for Antonius. A 9 is now an out for him. So 9, ace, queen or king, and there it is. He makes the straight on the river.
One more hand, huh, Dan?
Heap so far.
Small blind there, thanks.
Blinds at 6 and 12,000. Mitzi will need to move sooner rather than later. Phil Ivey will be doing something with his kings. How sneaky does he want to be? Not too sneaky. Pumps it up to 30,000. On the button, Tony Bloom, a suited king jack. He decides it's worth casting a BDI over a flop, as long as Antonius will let him, of course.
You were happy I called it. I counted down from 60 and like 60.
He makes the call with the deuces. Dan Smith wants nothing to do with this one, so 3 of the big names in poker going to see a flop.
3 players.
And it is Antonius who picks up a set of deuces. Ivey has a strong flush draw and the overpair. Tony Bloom, I suggest, will take no further part in this one. With that gold salamander sitting on his cards. That's the source of his nickname, the Lizard. And he scuttles off into the undergrowth, leaving Antonius to make a call or a raise. It's a draw heavy board. So
all in.
Well, I say he may raise. He goes all in. Ivey's got plenty of chips and immediately makes the call. Antonius is the player in danger. But right now, Ivey is in danger of losing half his chips. A pot of over $1 million. Needs to hit a king or a spade. Can't do it, so Antonius is the player who doubles through. You wouldn't guess it by looking at him, but Phil Ivey has Gus, the happiest man ever to lose a lot of chips. It is going to be gutting, even though these players have made, lost and then made again millions in their careers. Bubbling here would hurt. 800,000 for third place, nothing for fourth place. Plus you've got to fancy there are some bragging rights here. They've known each other for years, they've played together for years. It's almost like a home game. Patrik Antonius has made the flush. Phil Ivey has second pair. This is one home game I wouldn't want to walk into. Ivey is walking into trouble here. He's cooled with the queen. How much will Antonius invest? 80,000. That does have the look of a value bet, but these guys are playing meta poker. All the normal signals and indications go haywire at this level. They're operating at the absolute peak of poker. And Antonius does get his reward. Shows the golf bag full of clubs and drags in an extra 80,000. These guys are earning their corn. 10 hours of pressure, knowing that you've invested $250,000. Ace 4 against King Jack. We could see a raise here from Ivey. Instead, he satisfies himself with a call. Something for everybody there. Jacks for Antonius. Aces for Ivey. He checks back at the Scandinavian. Who obligingly shoves in 125,000. Which Ivey matches. The deuce looks pretty blank to both players.
Check.
Ivey gives Antonius another chance to invest, but he declines the responsibility, and Ivey's hand improves on the river, 2 pairs. This time he may bet.
300.
And it is 300,000.
Calls.
Antonius doubts him. He ain't going to be happy because Ivey does have a made hand here. Ace 4s. 100,000 in the middle with blinds and antes before we even start.
125.
And Antonius enriches the booty in the middle. He will find a customer, I fancy. Phil Ivey with a suited King Jack in spades. Ivey noticeably has the bigger chip stack now, and that's a pretty perfect flop for King Jack. Smallish, tempting bet into the middle. Antonius raises. He'll be trying to find out exactly where he is. Has given himself an escape route if Ivey does come over the top. And it is a smallish re-raise. Antonius, remember, has hit absolutely nothing, and he's just playing on his instincts about Phil Ivey, a man he knows just about as well as anyone. So they've both invested a healthy chunk into this pot. Antonius whiffs again. He's now drawing dead.
Check.
This time Ivey shows what to a normal human being would be seen as weakness, but at this level of poker is pregnant with meaning. How will Antonius interpret it? Another small, sneaky looking bet, but this pot over $1 million now.
All in.
Phil Ivey shoves all in. Antonius, you've got to say he can't call, but and that's how it pans out. So Phil Ivey, and may go some way to determining which of these players earns that $2 million first prize here at the Aussie Millions. Patrick's found a king. He's all in. Phil Ivey will not hesitate, obviously, to call. And the cards turn over. Antonius is in trouble. He'll need to spike a king and dodge an ace. Well, as it is, he's picked up a 3. So he does go in front. Ooh, but there's the queen now for Phil Ivey. So Antonius drawing thin. 3 or a king. And it is neither, so we have a winner. $2 million richer, as if he needed it. It is Phil Ivey.
What an incredible victory for Phil Ivey. After taking a break from poker, it's great to see him back.